Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So ever since I did my video last night of the 12-inch giant He-Man figures that are just totally awesome, people have been buying them on eBay, and it's crazy. You can see the numbers going down available because people have just been buying them, and they're really cool figures. Now this one guy contacted me and said, I got one loose, but it didn't come with a shield. I saw you had some extras on your video. Can you sell me one? And so I thought, okay, I'll sell him this one. And then I found the guy who sold me mine, and I gave him the link to it. He goes, "Yeah, I really want one painted. I'm not a very good customizer." And I thought, you know what? This would be a great custom thing to start with. It's a really easy custom to paint this. So I'm going to walk you through it really quick. Hopefully, I can save you some cash for buying that one because it's only like $10 on eBay for the shield. Way less than I was going to charge him for it. And so let's just go through how you would paint something like this. So first off, you need to clean it. So to clean this, you're going to get your 99% alcohol and you're going to wipe it down with paper towels. Do not use rags, use paper towels. If you use rags, sometimes when you wash them, they have fabric softeners and all kinds of other stuff that's going to ruin your paint later on. So you want to use paper towels. And you want to wipe it on wet and get a second paper towel and dry it off dry. While the alcohol is still wet, dry it off with a second paper towel. That'll remove residue or anything else. After you get it completely dry, don't touch it with your hands. Use gloves or something else because you don't want to get finger oils on this. If you are going to touch it, just touch the bottom. You're probably not going to paint the bottom of this. You're probably going to paint the top and sides, but we'll see. All right, next you want to get some flat gray primer, something like this, and then just spray paint the whole entire thing. I would suggest using some blue tape and blue taping this handle here and this part right here, at least on the inside, so it doesn't come off later on. It's already gray anyway, or a color similar to it, and no harm, no foul on getting the inside of this to be protected and the inside of this to be protected. If you protect the whole thing, that's fine too. Just put some blue tape around this area before you put that spray paint on there. After you spray paint, let it dry. Let it dry for a long time. Now, your next thing you're going to do is literally the only part that's painted on the He-Man shield, besides, we're going to paint the whole thing gray though first, is these little areas right here, these 4 areas. And these are recessed for you. I would just take and glob on a bunch of red paint and very carefully push the paint to the edges. And this is going to hold that paint in there. Find a way to get this thing to stay flat, and that paint will flow to all your edges. Put it on really thick and just let it flow to all the edges for these 4 chambers here, these 4 little open things, and just let it dry on there. Give it days to dry. That's what I did with mine with the blue paint, and it came out looking really good. Is basically I just put on one super thick coat and then just pushed it to all the edges inside that hole. And basically it held it for me where it needs to be and worked really good. For these, I just used a Q-tip and I just put the Q-tip into the paint and globbed them up. Now for He-Man shield, you don't need to do the rivets. They're already the same color as the shield. I just wanted to do that so that it looked cool, but that's not required. After that paint dries, and give it a number of days, because if you put it on so thick, the top might be dry, but the bottom and middle won't be. So just let it sit, let it sit, let it sit. And after it's sit for a really long time, your red paint, then you're going to go and you're going to put on a matte clear. And you are going to coat this thing thick matte clear to have it absorb into your gray primer and into your red thick paint you put on there. Leave the tape on the whole time. And then after you do that, you're going to let it dry, and you're going to put it in a nice warm area between 68 to 72 degrees so it can dry nicely. And then you're going to hit it again with some more clear matte. And do it 2 or 3 times. Make sure you get it all over. So when you paint this, if you're pretty new at this, you're going to shake this up really good. And you're going to spray it from one angle and then go 90 degrees, all the way to the other side, 180, and then do your 45, 45, 45, 45, whoop, all the way around for a total of 8 thin coats will make one nice thick coat. And if you do it that way, you will get every single surface on here. I wouldn't worry about doing the back. It's not that important. I would just leave it this side and try to get it flat. So maybe stack something underneath here. just to get a nice flat surface so that you can adjust these. There you go. That's a nice flat surface. And once you get it nice and flat, then it will have the paint just flow right into all the areas it needs to flow into, and it will look really good. All right. Hopefully, I've helped you with this actual thing. And being you don't customize normally, that is okay. Everyone has to start somewhere. In fact, when I first started customizing, they were horrible, 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 horrible. And I remember one time I did this guy's gloves. It was a Zodak, and I painted them white. I stuck my fingers in it, left fingerprints in it. Years later, I sold it, and the guy complained on eBay, "Hey, it had fingerprints in it." I took the picture of the fingerprints. I didn't fix it, obviously, because I was just getting rid of the guy that I painted years before. But this guy was not happy that it had fingerprints in it. But anyway, I should have probably maybe mentioned the fingerprints, but to me, they weren't that noticeable. But they were in the photograph. You could have seen them. But anyway, so there you go. And yeah, that's basically about it. Just let the paint go all the way to the edges inside here and those 4 quadrants. And it's nice because it will maintain it. And literally just put a glob in the middle and just push your brush all the way to the edges, and it will just go around to the edges, and it will look really good, really easy to do, super easy custom. You can see how mine came out with the blue. It's really easy. All right, let me check out your guys' comments, see if you guys have any, and then I will end this video in a few minutes. Hey Todd, Happy New Year. Love my Pookies you sent. Excellent. All right. Yes, it stinks. My granddaughter, she has broken off the antennas on every single Pookie, even the large one I gave her. It only lasted 2 days, and she broke them off. I'm like, oh, I just cannot keep those antennas on those Pookies. And then I asked my wife, where's the antennas? So I was going to glue them back on for the big Pookie, and I tossed them. I'm like, man. But anyway, yes, it stinks they break so easy, but they are really cool. I love the glowing feature. As you guys know, I love glow in the dark stuff, but now I'm going on too long on that. But Moto Rex, I'm glad you love your Pookies. That's really cool. All right. Any final questions before I end the live stream on painting this shield? Hopefully, it's like I said, this is a level half, not even a level 1. This is a pretty easy paint because you have boundaries that are already preset into this, and being it's only painting these 4 quadrants red, it's really easy. There's not a lot to it. And it's fun too, is because if you paint it yourself, you're going to have a whole lot more love for it than if you just had somebody else paint it or just bought one painted. And you'll get a pretty good deal. Like I said, that guy has them for $10 a piece on eBay right now. And you're not able to touch a shield that's already red and the right size for less than $40, $50, $60, $70. So having this one for $10 and painting, and you know what? If you botch it and you totally blow it, you're out $10. Not that big of a deal. And then you can still be on the hunt for the real shield if you want later on. So it might be a fun experiment just to see how you do with your first custom. And if it goes well, this is one of my first ones too, a long time ago when I painted this. I remember trying to paint it just right, and I was so proud of myself when I did it. But you can look and see it's not spectacular. I spray painted it silver first, and then same thing, I had a border to go against, so I literally pushed the brush against the G, then lightly painted on top for that. And I remember making this, being so worried I was going to ruin it. And with shape boys, you had to make them hollow. So I had to fill this little hollow hole with, I think I used hot glue or something before I painted it. But, yep, I remember I designed it in shape boys. I was so happy and so proud of myself of making it look kind of like that. I didn't have a scanner back in the day, so I literally had to trace it on the computer. Yep, crazy stuff. I think I took a photograph of this, then used that to trace it. Yeah, I remember I was so proud of my hammers back in the day. I remember I actually bought a hammer one time from a different different group. I think it was Spy Monkey or something, and I think it was like $20. I don't even think I had that hammer. I think I ended up selling the hammer later on. Then I made my own. All right, I digress. No other questions? All right, well, that is it. Thanks for joining me. And if you like this video, like, subscribe, and tell your friends. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me on Facebook. I may answer them with a video. I may not. But just let me know if you have some questions, and I'll do videos maybe. Replace the Pookie's antennas with wire. Made the ends beads. Then slip over. Yes. That could work. Yes, I've thought of different ways to try to do it, but I was just printing them for now. But yeah. All right. Good journey, you guys. Bye now.